Hey, Bogdan here with another video where we make algebra easy just for you. In this video, we'll go over greatest common factors, tricks that you need to know, the best strategy for you. So let's dive into it immediately. So greatest common factor, commonly known as acronym GCF. So when you're looking for a common factors, at least find one that may not be immediately greatest common factor. Don't stress over that. You find a common factor, at least that's the first step. And then by exploring it, you will discover whether this is the greatest of all or maybe not. So find the first one. For example, 6 and 18. Two different numbers, and you may see 2 would work for 6 and 18 as a common factor. 3 would work also, or you may see that 6, which is the greatest common factor because that incorporates 2 and 3 as a product. 2 times 3 is 6, also is a good, and this is the greatest common factor. So find common factor first is far more important than the greatest common factor, and over time you will be gaining more and more skills so that you can immediately say, I got it, or you can do in steps. When you have it, then you factor it out and you simplify the remaining expression. So this is the strategy that you need to know. So let's go dive into a beautiful example that you see right here on the screen. And you have a binomial 9x cubed and 6x squared, and you're looking for a common factor. Common factor could be numbers, could be variables, could be combination of both. So this is the example where we incorporate two coefficients with numbers and variables. So the best strategy for you when you're starting is always to break down each term. So slice it apart and see what are the smallest chunks where you multiply them together that give you 9x cubed. So 9 is 3 times 3, and x cubed shows x times x times x. So you have it. And similarly 6x squared. So 6, when you break apart, is 2 times 3, and x squared is x times x. So once you have it, you identify that 3 is found here and there, 1x here, 1x there, the second x, and the second x. So the greatest common factor is 3x squared. So there you have it. So how do you extract it? So this is sort of the transition that explains the process, but it's not mathematical statement that you want to end up with. You would like to show that you have your binomial, which is equal to the product of a greatest common factor, which is 3x squared, times the leftover. And how do you find what this leftover is like? Simply, you divide the greatest common factor by each term. If you divided this 9x cubed by 3x squared, then you'll see that in the process of division, you have 3, and x is cubed divided by x squared gives you 1x. And by the same analogy, if you divided negative 6x squared by 3x squared, you will get 6 divided by 3 is 2, x squared is gone, so you have negative 2. So this is how you always get the leftover, if you will. And how do you know how many terms you have left over? I've started with 2. When I divide each by the greatest common factor, I must have 2 inside the bracket. So no less, no more. And once you have it, you would always want to verify. Remember the previous videos when we talked about polynomials? Verification, check your work is your responsibility. So if you were to multiply this binomial by 3x squared, I must show the process of multiplication, and I get this 3x times 3x, and negative 2 times 3x, and this gives me exactly what I had. Bingo, the question is done properly. Boom. So this is the secret about working with greatest common factors. You find it and then you reverse so that you know this is done correctly. Trinomial with combination of numbers and variables. So the strategy that you use is the same. You identify first what is the greatest common numeral coefficient between 12, 3, and 6. So 12 and 3 and 6, the common number is 3. And it is the greatest because the 3 is divided by 3, 6 is divided by 3, and 12. So that is the greatest common factor. In terms of the variables, I have x here, I have x squared, and I have x there. So it seems like I can extract one x because it's to the power of 1, to the power of 2, and then again to the power of 1. So x is a common factor. In terms of the second variable y, I have it y to the power of 1. I have no y here. I have y to the power of 2. So for all three terms, y is not a part of a solution. So even though it's there, if it's common for the first and the last term, but it's not common for all of three. Very important to make that distinction. The greatest common factor, common means it is applicable to each term that is used in the question. So 3x is the only one that is pulled outside. And how do you get the leftovers? You divide each by 3x, right? So you get 4y. You divide it by 3x. You get x, and you divide it by 3x. So you get negative 2y squared. So, and again, once you have it, you proceed to verification. Doesn't take you long. Look, you multiply it nicely by using the law of distribution and then simplify. Bingo, you compare with the original questions and you are so happy and you know it is right. So this is all there is to greatest common factor. Hopefully you like this video. And before you go, as usual, you don't want to walk away without practicing, so that you always implement the knowledge that you've learned, so that stays with you forever, hopefully forever in terms of high school years, or it will help you significantly, at least when you study polynomials and algebra in your math course. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to share. See you in the next video. Bye for now.